Dr. King formed the first one put on by the Black Jewish Justice Alliance. Give yourself a hand. SCLC wants to do this, and we got together with CLU, and we're still together with CLU, and we said, let's do this, and we got together and we developed the Black Jewish Justice Alliance. We have worked on criminal justice issues. We have been in the forefront, and we're getting stronger, and after today, we'll have all of you working with us. So we're so glad that you're here today. You're so glad that you decided to be a part of us today. We want to thank Sister Patsy, who really was a chair of this and pulled it together and pulled our committee together. And others will be thanked, but she was the force behind it. Rabbi Klein.
Thank you for coming to this conference on this beautiful Sunday and confronting white supremacy. The first way we confront white supremacy is by naming it what it is. It is a sin. White supremacy is idolatry. God revealed God's self at Sinai, saying, I am the Lord your God who has taken you out of the land of Mitzrayim, the house of bondage. This was our introduction. God revealed God's self by saying, oppression will not stand, racism will not stand. The very next word that God revealed was, you shall have no other gods besides me. Yeah. You shall not have idols. What is an idol? Abraham Joshua Heschel taught, what is an idol? Any God who is mine but not yours. Any God concerned with me but not you is an idol. So first of all, we understand and proclaim that white supremacy is idolatry. All other sins proceed from this original sin. The idolatry that is white supremacy sanctions that I need not care about people who are of a different race, a different religion, a different ethnicity, that I need not care about those who are incarcerated, those who are poor, those who are working for a minimum wage. The idolatry of white supremacy, which claims that God is concerned with me but not with you, also justifies the abomination of having billionaires and at the same time people living on the street, in the same city, in our city. And so this conference today, which I am so proud that the Black Jewish Justice Alliance has pulled together, is not about a nostalgia for a partnership that existed 50 years ago between two extraordinary men. It is about asking what today we might do to live up to that legacy. How is it that more than half a century after Dr. King's death, his assassination, his martyrdom, we are still fighting white nationalism? Could it be because we have not been paying attention enough? We have not been keeping our eyes on the prize? This past year has been a rough year for the Jewish community also. The anti-Semitic mass murder in the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, the attack on the Chabad of Poway have added more victims of white nationalism and white supremacism to the growing international list, which includes Charleston and Christchurch, and the incessant shootings of unarmed brown and black folks by the LAPD. Today, we look to two speakers who will enlighten us, inspire us, and also hopefully charge us to keep up the fight until the sin of white supremacism is defeated. Reverend Lawson is a bridge to the past. A key member of the SCLC, he led a march in Memphis on the day after Dr. King was assassinated. Yet, he has never rested on his laurels. Just 2 months ago, he was on the street with grocery workers from Vons and Ralph's demanding fair pay and just treatment. A fight they won. Rabbi Sharon Brous, the founding rabbi of Ikar, has more than earned her place as a direct disciple of Heschel's, her teacher's teacher's teacher. Using platforms across the country to speak uncomfortable truths about racism and anti-Semitism to comfortable people. Her voice is one of the strongest Jewish voices today, demanding that we confront the sin of white nationalism, that we deal with the original sin of slavery that this country was built on, that we recognize the plantation capitalist system, to use Reverend Lawson's term, that it has created. And so I wish us all a successful and productive forum. Thank you for coming.
Good afternoon, everyone. Eloheinu Beloei Avotenu V'imotenu, God, our God and God of all of those ancestors that came before us, that we are so much more than what divides us, and that together we can overcome any obstacle that we face, even from the highest offices in the land. In February of 1964, the Metropolitan Conference on Race and Religion, Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel, stood before a crowd and shared that while Pharaoh's troops drowned in the sea, Pharaoh lives on. And we are here today because we know that Pharaoh indeed lives on. Pharaoh lives in the White House. Pharaoh lives in the Senate building. Pharaoh lives in all offices of power, in all of the corridors that hold the keys that somehow have locked out so many people from a life of freedom and prosperity and justice. So we thank you for gathering us today in this special place, in this holy space, in Holman United Methodist Church, which has brought together so many gatherings to fight against gun violence, to fight against racial oppression, to fight against racial terror, to bring communities and faith groups together in order to learn that we can stand together even in the most difficult moments. Thank you for reminding us that even now, as once again it has become clear to us just where Pharaoh stands, that we can rise together to fight any kind of oppression and injustice in brotherhood and in sisterhood and in peace. And let us say, Amen.